Okay, I'm just going to talk today about narcissistic abuse, recovery again, and this is something I hear and see come up in a lot of posts on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube and wherever, when people are talking about narcissistic abuse, their ex-narcs, etc. Oh shit, that bike. I often hear people saying things like, my ex-narc did this, my ex-narc did that, my ex-narcissist was this, was that, etc, etc. And I believe that with narcissistic abuse and in narcissistic abuse recovery, when you're recovering, you as a survivor of narcissistic abuse shouldn't put yourself into the victim trap, because that's what they do, and they want you to become like them because of how they feel on the inside about themselves, because we all know that what they portray on the outside about themselves is they're always using victimization as an excuse, as a trap to hook people in at the beginning, throughout their whole entire life. One of their biggest tactics is playing a victim, using the poor me stories, and also using these to the nth degree to get what they want out of other people for supply. And what I found is, a lot of the time when people are going through the recovery phases a lot, they even when they've split up with the ex-narc, or even if they've cut off from like some sort of narcissistic friendship, a family member, whatever it may be, they always tend to use the term my ex-narc, or my narc mother, or my narc father, or my narcissist co-worker, or my ex-narcissist sort of best friend, or whatever it may be. And I do strongly believe that when you're going through the recovery phases, is that I think what happens is that we become so attached to the abuse, even while we're in a recovery mode, however long that might take. Like, especially at the first stages, it's really difficult to talk about it. And I do believe that we need to start rephrasing how we associate ourselves with the ex-narc. And I think that no contact, a big part of no contact is to remove yourself completely from the narcissist and stop saying things like my ex-narc, because they are not your ex-narcissist. They do not belong to you. You belong to them. and you are not attached to them, and they are not attached to you anymore. So you have to kind of rejig your thinking and undo what you used to say or refer to them as, or refer to yourself as, you know, belonging to them almost. We all know that you're not a part of them and you've broken up from them now, and you're trying to go through the healing process and do the no contact. But I believe a good part of the no contact sort of behavior and rule to stick to would be to not, when you're trying to write about or talk about the narcissist, I tend to say the narcissist rather than my ex-narc, because they are not mine, and they never were, and nobody is. So yeah, I do think now it's a good idea to just kind of remove that term by not saying my ex-narc, and by removing the attachments that you had with them. And, you know, because before you would have been drugged up on narco drugs, I call it, and now you're not anymore. So as part of the healing process, as part of letting go, part of moving on, no matter how long that takes you to do, because everybody's different, I think a good way to kind of rejig your thinking and to remove the attachment and stop saying things like my ex-narc. They are not your ex-narc, they are just the narcissist, and you had an experience with them for however long you had this experience for. It could have been for a very long time, for years and years and years, or it could be for, you know, a few months. It's still going to affect you. But I think part of letting go is to not attach yourself to the narcissist, and kind of remove that and see it as almost like, eventually you will start, you know, thinking and talking about it like as if it almost as if it wasn't you with them when you were with them, because you weren't really, because all that was an illusion, a delusion, a manipulation and a deception set up by them, because they took advantage of your lack of knowledge, not knowing that they were a narcissist and they are a narcissist. And now it's time to let go of that, and I think that's one of the key processes to part of letting go, moving on, healing and recovery of narcissistic abuse. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this and how you feel about, you know, detaching yourself, because they are leeches. It's like they leech on you even after the breakup. But as soon as you kind of remove that leechiness that they do, it's a great way of recovering, coming back into yourself, feeling yourself again, and just genuinely, yeah, getting on with your life for you, for yourself and everything. So yeah, let me know what you think and have a great day.